Welcome, everybody. I'd like to welcome our live audience and viewers at home to Live It Date Night. This is officially the first episode that I'm the third wheel because I have Mo Shaheen here. He's an infection preventionist here at community hospitals and wellness centers, and his wife, Dr. Summer Hasune, and they're going to be helping me prepare some delicious date night recipes tonight. And we're going to travel to the Middle East today and experience some Middle Eastern flavors. So one of the recipes that we're doing today, and Dr. Hasune, I'm going to have you pronounce it for me because it sounds way better when you say it.
This is mujaddara.
So mujaddara, and it's basically a rice and a lentil mixture. It has some cumin in it, and we're going to top it with some caramelized onions. And it's a really simple recipe, ingredients that you can find at your local grocery store, and it's really nutritious as well. We're going to get started right away with it because the rice and lentils do take some time to cook. So I have my rice and lentils over here. So we have just our typical brown lentil, and we're actually using brown rice today. And so I'll let you hold that for a second. So the first step in the recipe, some people are confused about it. It says rinse and sort the lentils. So I'm going to dump the lentils onto a cookie sheet here. And what that means is you just kind of want to look at your lentils and make sure that there's no like foreign pieces in there, like stems or rocks, pebbles, things like that. Which, I'm going to be dead honest, I have never found anything in my beans or lentils. But perhaps I should live on the edge a little bit more. I always rinse and sort my lentils. So I'm actually, maybe I'll have you, okay, sure. This is going to be kind of tricky here. I know, we have a lot of stuff. So, all right, so I'll have you just dump the lentils into the colander. And then we'll also dump the rice right in there with it because we're going to rinse the rice off too. Hopefully this doesn't fall. I'm going to just go ahead and pour some water. Of course, at home you probably have a kitchen sink that you can do this in, but here we aren't blessed with that luxury yet. So we're going to slowly rinse our rice and lentils. All right, that's good enough. Let some water drip off. And then I'm just going to, come on, there's still a lot of water in there.
It's okay, we're going to add water
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, that's true. So we're going to add that into our skillet. I'll go ahead and just set this down on the ground. All right, and then we're going to add a little bit of olive oil. Now, Summer, you said you add maybe a little bit more olive oil in this step because it helps to keep the rice and the lentils separated a little bit, keeps them from sticking together.
Yep.
So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. How much do you add? You tell me when to stop.
I probably put like 3 or 4 tablespoons.
3 or 4 tablespoons.
Yeah, but you don't have to put that much because the amount is small.
Okay. So we'll go with that. So you can kind of eyeball it, and anywhere from a half tablespoon, I guess, to maybe like 2 to up to 3 tablespoons, you said you?
Depends on how big the pot is.
Okay, how big the pot is, yeah, so how much you're making. So maybe if you're, this makes a pretty good amount actually. So we're gonna get our heat started. And you're supposed to kind of toast the rice and the lentils just a little bit in the olive oil. And now this next ingredient, this is something that Summer, you told me as well, which I think added a big flavor pop, which is our cumin. So originally I didn't have the cumin added, but we're adding some cumin today, and that's going to give it some flavor. You also said you add it for a specific reason, right?
Yeah, it helps with bloating.
Okay, so one of the big reasons why people don't eat lentils often is because they kind of have some discomfort in your stomach, some gas and bloating. So the cumin helps to decrease the bloating.
Cumin's one of those spices where if you put a little too much, it gives this weird taste to food.
Okay.
There's this like fine line of putting enough where you get that benefit and the taste, but not
Right.
so much that it just tastes cuminy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to give them a little sizzle in here. And then we're going to add so we're using chicken broth today, but you could use vegetable broth as well. What do you guys prefer to use at home?
So we use bouillon. We use
Okay.
vegetable bouillon for pretty much a lot of things that we cook.
Okay.
So it's technically vegetable broth.
Okay.
With water and bouillon.
Yeah, awesome. So this is something that you guys grew up eating?
Yes.
So kind of
like
a,
meatless Monday kind of
Okay.
deal where you're like sick of eating meat and chicken.
yeah, this would be a great vegetarian dish. It can also be a side dish.
There's actually a decent amount of carbohydrates in lentils too.
Right, right. Yeah, it is a little bit of a higher carb dish, but it's also loaded with protein and fiber too. So we're adding 5 cups of chicken broth.
Did you count?
Yes, I did. And there's a little bit left in here, so. All right. So then we're going to bring that up to a simmer, and we're going to cover it, and we're going to let it cook for the rest of the show, basically, until all the liquid is absorbed into the lentils. So while we do that, we're going to get started on the topping for this dish, which is a caramelized onion. So I went ahead to save time today, and I already chopped up the onion. You can see they're pretty finely chopped. They're or sliced. They're not necessarily chopped. They're sliced. Is that how you guys do it at home? You just kind of slice it. So I don't have any oil in there yet. So I'll have you add however much oil you would normally add at home. And I'll turn this on for you. Cool little campfire stoves we have here, huh?
Actually, they're really cool. So usually you put the oil first, and then the onions.
Yes, yes.
The oil. I also use canola oil because
Okay,
it's a little bit weird to deep fry things in olive oil.
okay,
And then I didn't put as much here, but
Okay.
the crispier you want them, I mean, just like cooking fries, you know, the mushier you'll be with less oil. So more oil is yummier.
Okay.
I'm talking about healthy. Yummy.
So the goal is to kind of get them crispy and fried a little bit. Okay,
Everyone's taste is a little bit different.
Uh-huh.
I like them to be pretty crispy. You don't. So we like do this little combo.
this little dance, right? Who's cooking in the kitchen today? So this is kind of fun because usually I only have one sous chef, and I'm always asking, so who does the cooking in your house? But I have you both today. So who's the main chef in your house? Who's the one doing the?
She is.
Okay.
I'm the helper, but I
Okay,
sometimes cook.
but I
too.
understand that you have kind of a specialty in the kitchen, Mo.
Yeah.
And what would you? I guess so. This is kind of like a date night quiz here. What did Summer say your specialty in the kitchen was?
Me? Helping with the dishes,
Helping-
bringing some stuff. You know,
That wasn't
but-
what she said.
Oh, really?
She said your specialty was sauces.
Oh, and the sauces too.
Okay.
You know, cutting the sauces up.
She said you like your sauces.
Anything saucy. He's also gotten our kids hooked on lamb spinach stew. I don't know how you did that, but like literally you ask our 4-year-old what's your favorite food, and she's like, spinach.
I'm good at that.
Yeah. Heck yeah. You know, I think if kids grow up eating certain foods, kids like foods that are familiar to them. You know, that's I think that's the main factor in why kids like or don't like certain foods. So, you know, this dish, I'm sure your kids love this dish. and you make it all the time. My kids, I showed it to them, they're like, what's that? And our rule is you have to try everything one time. You know, you have to take a bite of it, and if you choose not to eat the rest, then, you know, that's okay. But you need to try a bite. And you have to try a bite with an open mind. You can't, you know, decide you don't like it and then try a bite, because then you're not going to like it. You have to, with an open mind, take a bite and then decide whether you like it or not. So that's our rule. So, you know, we have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. So our 3-year-old, he doesn't really get it yet. But our 5-year-old, the first time he tried it, he was not so much. And then I actually made it again, and then he tried it, and he was like, okay, you know, I'll eat it, but I'm gonna choose not to eat the rest. I'll eat a bite. But I have a feeling as I make it more, because I'm going to, because it's easy and it's healthy, and I think that he'll gradually start to like it a little bit better.
I don't know if you fed him the onions, but this was a big thing for the kids where we're like, oh, can we have those things on top?
Yeah, they liked the onions on top, so that was motivation for your kids to, to try it. So we're actually boiling now, so I'm going to turn down the heat just a little bit, and I'm going to cover our rice and lentils and let those simmer away. So this menu is very, it was basically you decided the menu, Summer, because you gave me the mujadera. Am I saying it right now? Mujadera. Okay, I got it. And so you gave me that recipe, and then you also said that you like fish a lot. That's a typical food that you would make in your house, fish. So we're doing a fish recipe today. I came up with this one. We're going to do a cod, which you could always use any type of white fish. What's your fish preference, I guess?
I like salmon.
You like salmon?
I like anything, really.
Well, anything fish I like. So.
Anything with fish. All right. So I decided on a white fish today, and we're going to do a really yummy topping on it. So we're going to get that going in our food processor. It's going to be like a nut topping. So we're using some walnuts, some pistachios, and we're going to put some more cumin in there, so more digestive benefits and flavor. Just a pinch of red pepper flakes to give it a little bit of heat. How are those onions looking over there?
They're getting there.
They're getting there. How long does it usually take you to make those onions?
It takes a while.
Yeah,
A
caramelized
lot.
crispy onions do take a long time.
Probably do a quarter of this for our.
Okay, okay. All right, so I have some cilantro here. I'm doing about a half cup of cilantro, and I'm just going to break off some tops. Put that in there. Okay, so lemon juice. We need to get our lemon juice. We're going to do the juice of, actually I'm going to wait on that a second. Take that back. We're going to do our garlic. We're going to add the juices and the oil here in a second. So a few garlic cloves. I'm going to do 4. Garlic is really good for you. You know, I guess maybe not the best choice for a date night, but hey, if you both eat it, then it's okay.
Yeah, sometimes he looks at me and he's like, are you going to have the garlic? Okay, we'll both have the garlic.
I think you want me to say yes. Okay, there's 2. So, I mean, date nights I think are really important for couples. Would you agree?
Totally.
Totally.
Easier
So,
said than done.
what's that?
Easier said than done.
Easier said than done. What are your strategies for getting away on a date night?
Oh my God.
Take the kids with you.
I know, right?
You know what? That's okay sometimes too. You know, take the kids with you. All right, I'm going to add just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt with this as well. Do you have any family that lives in the area?
We don't, and I think that's our struggle.
Yeah.
You know, I can't answer for anyone else in the room, but when you think of, for two professionals, thinking about going to date night, you're thinking, okay, it's gonna cost me how many hours of babysitting?
That wasn't supposed to start yet.
You know, the dinner, the movie.
Right.
Getting to the place. You have to add all those things.
You add them all up.
The more kids you have, the more expensive the babysitter.
Right.
So,
Exactly. It is a struggle. So we're going to blend up our ingredients in the food processor, which I already started by accident. So blend that up just a little bit more. All right, so now it kind of looks like a fine crumb. Actually, I don't have to open that. I'm going to steal this bowl over here, and I'm going to squeeze my lemon. These are actually really big lemons, so probably about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons worth of juice would be appropriate for this if you're not using a fresh lemon. Okay, fishing out the seeds, which I'm struggling with a little bit right now. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and pour my lemon juice in, and also a tablespoon of olive oil. And give that another quick whirl.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
It's hard to imagine that we're beginning another year. At Bryan Ford, we have so much to be thankful for. Our new space provides customers a more relaxing atmosphere to purchase a new or used vehicle. Or wait while our certified technicians get your vehicle back on the road. When it comes to price, every dealer has the same rebates and interest rates. But not every dealer will listen to you and find out exactly what you want and need. So stop by Bryan Ford Lincoln today and let us show you the Bryan Ford Advantage.
Keeping children safe on Ohio school buses is a priority for the Ohio State Highway Patrol. This is Lieutenant Bob Aschenfelder of the Defiance Post. Safety on the roadway is a shared responsibility. Even though motorists are required to stop as a safety measure, children should always look both ways before crossing the street and remain alert to any sudden traffic changes. Together, we can make this a safe school year.
For over 40 years, Bryan, Ohio has been home to the only import vehicle repair specialist in Northwest Ohio, Suburban Auto. Whether it's an Asian or European vehicle, Suburban has the knowledge and experience to keep your import or domestic car running strong. Do you have a hybrid vehicle that's acting up? Suburban is your one-stop hybrid repair shop. Don't be fooled by the one-size-fits-all repair shops. There is no substitute for experience. Come see the import repair pros, Suburban Auto.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Last year, over 390 people in Ohio were killed because someone chose to get behind the wheel impaired. This is Lieutenant Bob Aschenfelder of the Ohio State Highway Patrol's Defiance Post. As part of the patrol's ongoing effort to contribute to a safer Ohio, troopers will continue an increased focus on impaired driving arrests in 2018. But we can't fight this battle on our own. We need your commitment to plan ahead by designating a sober driver or call for a ride. If you drink, don't drive.
I'm actually going to scrape down the sides real quick and give it another spin. Okay. So this is what it looks like when it's all done. We're gonna kind of mold it, I guess, on the fish. Put a little dollop on it, and all right. So let's get our fish. I'm gonna come down here, and I can have Mo help me with that while we're getting our onions cooked. Okay. So we have our.
Where are we putting these? I didn't put them.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, they look good. So we'll turn off the heat. Oh, we got that. Where are we gonna put those?
Do you have paper towels?
Yeah, we'll put them. You know what? I have an idea. Improvising in our kitchen here. We will put them right on there. So that's what they look like when you make them at home. They're pretty crisp there. So they're actually more of a fried onion than a caramelized onion.
Yeah. That's how we cook them.
And that's
What were you thinking?
yeah. So I was thinking more of a caramelized onion, but I like to see how, different people do it. So this is the traditional way, guys. You don't mess with you don't mess with people that know how to do things
Right?
the authentic way.
It's a preference, though.
Yeah, sure. So those are our onions, and those are going to go on top of the rice and lentils. I have a friend that her family is from Lebanon, and she taught me how to make hummus. And I remember being in my kitchen with her. We're in front of a food processor, and she's like, "These are the ingredients." And I don't know how much of each one, but we sat there at that food processor for probably a half an hour, blending it up, adding more tahini, more garlic, more lemon juice. And I guess you can get shunned in your family if you make bad hummus. So she's like, it's got to be smooth, it's got to be perfect. It has to have the right balance of all these things. So
And it's not that easy.
So, for me, I see a recipe and I interpret it, from my knowledge of cooking at home. But I find it, one of my favorite things about food is that it can take you anywhere. So, we can go to Jordan, we can go to India, we can go to the Caribbean with food. The flavors can take us anywhere. So that might be a little cheesy. I'm sorry if I. So clearly I like food. So fish. We were doing fish, and then the onions were done. So anyway, we will unwrap our fish here. And Mo, I'll let you put on some gloves. I'm going to have you do this part.
Okay.
It can get messy, so we'll don some gloves. Hopefully,
I have very. Okay.
You know what? We'll just skip the gloves.
Too small.
So I'll put on the gloves. They fit,
They're good for you.
They're big for me. I have tiny hands. All right. So we have our 4 fish fillets here.
What kind of fish is it again?
This is just cod. We're just doing cod today. So in Northwest Ohio, one of my biggest challenges is finding good, fresh fish. It's hard to do. But I can actually usually find cod that's, looks fairly fresh, and it's wild caught, Alaskan, and it's inexpensive. So cod is usually a pretty easy choice. So I'm just going to put a little dollop on each piece of fish. And ideally it doesn't roll off, but the idea is you just kind of want to shape it onto the fish. It's kind of like Play-Doh, actually. Like your kids might have fun with this. How many kids do you guys have? Two. And is it a boy and a girl?
Correct.
I have only boys, so I'm a little bit jealous. Boys are fun. But yeah, my boys would love to. Do your kids like to help you in the kitchen?
We sure do.
Help you. I know, I was making popcorn the other night for my kids in the air popper, and my son's like, "Mommy, can I help?" I'm like, "Oh, yes, sure."
Exactly.
There goes the air popper.
You can pour the kernels in. So, yeah, my kids probably would not be old enough to do this, but so anyway, it's just, and you can put as much or as little, but it's just kind of molded onto the fish fillets. And then you bake it in a 400-degree oven for, roughly 15 minutes until the fish, flakes apart fairly easily. And it should be opaque. So, and the last thing we're going to make is, I'm going to call it Moe's sauce.
Okay.
I don't know, because it might be summer sauce, but but I have in my head from, when we talked that this is Moe's the sauce guy. I have you in my head as a sauce guy. Maybe I misinterpreted, but you're my, so this is the sauce that you make for Moe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is Moe's sauce, and it's something that you make for him because you love him.
I do love him. And he loves the
First
sauce.
time I heard it.
And he loves the sauce. And you make things for your loved ones that they like. So let's get started on that sauce. So, and this is kind of another one that I'm gonna have you show me what you do for the most part. So go ahead and we can use this bowl. So our first ingredient is the tahini.
Yep.
So I'll have you add however much you want in there to.
You wanna do the garlic?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the garlic, yeah.
You're probably not gonna put more than like 2 cloves in there.
Okay. Get some of this stuff out of the way real
Raw
quick.
garlic.
Yeah. So, and you definitely want to be careful with raw garlic in this recipe. If you get too much of it, it's going to be really overpowering, and you are not going to want to go on a date night. So, and I even think, actually, let me use this one. Sometimes, if I eat too much raw garlic, it kind of messes with my stomach a little bit.
Parsley.
Yep. So you could use a food processor for this. You said some people do use a food processor to
Yeah.
blend it all up.
Everything in,
But at home you don't use a food processor. You just kind of whisk it all.
because I have to wash the food processor.
Absolutely. Yeah. And washing dishes. Who wants more dishes? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smash my garlic, and I'm going to kind of make a paste out of my garlic. So first I'm going to chop it. And Summer and Mo are over there dual working on the other ingredients. They're chopping some tomatoes and some parsley that we're going to be adding to the sauce. So I have my chopped garlic, and I'm going to pour a little bit of salt right on top of that. So that'll be our salt for the recipe. The salt is going to kind of act like sandpaper, and it's going to kind of help the garlic turn into a paste. So I'm just kind of going to smash it with the side of my knife. Another dish-saving strategy here. You said you have a garlic smasher
Little press.
press at home that you use, so
Although, usually on Amazon yesterday. Don't listen. And I saw one where you put the cloves and then you kind of rock it back and forth. Have you
Okay.
seen them?
I haven't,
And then just like smash smashes it.
Okay. So,
Squeezing the lemons.
yeah, yep. So this, again, this is another one where, so you have the ingredients for this recipe, but the amounts are really subject to your taste. You can adjust the flavorings however you like. Okay. Okay. Should I add all of that in, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So we have our smashed garlic, some tahini. And it looks like you used maybe 1/4 cup for yours right here.
You can always add more.
Yes.
Just like the hummus. You
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah.
put it by ear.
And quite a bit of lemon juice, it looks like. So you like yours a little bit more on the lemony side.
Yes. And you like lemon and garlic. That's for
Sour
sure.
taste.
And then salt.
Yep. So the tomatoes, because I, was searching on the internet for these recipes to kind of get an idea of them in my head, and I did not see any tahini sauces with tomatoes in it. So is that something that is kind of unique to you, or that you grew up with,
Not
or?
at all. Both of those are very traditional sauces for fish.
Yeah.
And they, usually people do it either tahini that's very loose.
Okay.
With parsley or tomato, and they'll have
Okay.
both options for people. Some
Uh-huh.
people just like both, and so they'll mix them up together.
Okay. Do you add them into the sauce when you make it? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So finish it up, taste it, and then I'll, put it in.
Okay. Awesome. So the sauce
good.
goes really well with fish. Does it, is there anything else that you would use this sauce for?
You can do it with anything like falafel, kebab,
Mm-hmm.
chicken.
Falafel is another one that is one of my aspirations to do on Live It someday. I need to work on it a little bit myself. Again, what's that?
I'll come and eat it.
Okay. But I understand, like, really good falafel has to be fried, right?
Yes.
Yes. So when I've done falafel, I've tried to do it like the healthier way, and I've tried to like bake it. So I'm sure it doesn't turn out exactly like the traditional version of it.
Yeah, it has to be crispy and deep fried. It's very unfortunate, but it's so good.
But those are flavors that you grew up with.
Yes.
So-
And falafel is one of those also really good vegetarian
Mhm.
protein
Yep,
options.
absolutely. Yeah, so this dish, again, we're serving it as a side dish with the fish, but for a main dish, you said you serve it a lot with like yogurt.
Yogurt or salad. Yep.
Yogurt or
That's
salad,
usually
or both would be an option. You could do yogurt and salad.
plain yogurt.
Do you use Greek yogurt or regular, like, thickness of yogurt?
I think either's fine. I like
Okay.
Greek yogurt. You like plain yogurt.
You guys are just opposites, right? Opposites attract.
Leave in the middle.
So you just eat it with salad. So you have a bonus recipe today. You have a cucumber yogurt sauce in front of you. So it's yogurt, and it has some garlic and lemon juice, and it has cucumber in it as well. So it's almost like a salad sauce. What do you think about that? Salad sauce. So that would be a really good accompaniment to the rice and the lentils too. So I included that for you if you want to try it at home. Okay. So do you mix in the tomatoes and?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we gonna try it or? No
Um,
one's gonna eat it.
No one's gonna eat it, but you can try it if you want.
I mean, this is the point where I can try it and be like,
Okay.
okay, it needs this or that. And
Okay. You are just like my friend, the hummus. Does it need more of this? Does it need more of that? So, so one thing, just observing, the tahini sauce that Summer made is a little bit thinner than the tahini sauce that I would maybe expect. But again, it all comes down to that personal preference. If you want a thicker sauce, you can add more tahini, less water.
It's also hard to put the vegetables in here if it's thicker.
Sure. So yeah, it's just, a personal preference. I'm going to check on our rice and lentils. There's still some water in the bottom there. So they might not, sometimes it does take a little bit of time to get them to cook completely, so we might not get them, completely absorbed with water right now, but just let them continue to cook until all of the liquid is absorbed. So as you can see right now, there's still some liquid in there, so you want to, keep cooking them a little bit, but they're getting close. So, but I won't make you sit here and watch water, rice cook. So again, today we're gonna, I've never done this before. I've never stepped out from behind my table. But so what it looks like when it all comes together. So again, this sauce is a little bit thicker than the one that you made, but we have our fish, and we did put the sauce over the fish, which you don't necessarily have to do. And then we have our rice and lentils with the fried onions on top. So this is our date night dish. So thank you both. Thank you, Dr. Hasune and Mo, for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
We had a lot of fun learning some new tricks in the kitchen from you.
So new fish recipe.
Absolutely. So hopefully you all go home and try this sometime soon. So thank you to our live audience and our viewers for watching.